15 seconds. T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff of Starlink 435. Go Falcon 9.
Liftoff of the Falcon 9 rocket with 52 more Starlink internet satellites heading to orbit tonight from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. Let's listen to the Merlin engines as they do
Stage
their work
1 chamber pressures
powering
are
this
nominal.
Falcon 9 off the pad on the Starlink 435 mission.
Power engine telemetry nominal.
Great view here of Falcon 9 darting in and out of clouds over Florida Space Coast. Heading northeast from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, Falcon 9 is now supersonic. It's past Mach 1. Everything looking good. A little more than a minute into the flight.
Max Q.
Beautiful shots of Falcon 9 climbing into a twilight sky, getting some sun now as it rockets into the upper atmosphere. It should be a great show for those of you able to watch in person. Passing 2 minutes, a little more than 2 minutes into the flight, the next major milestones will be main engine cutoff of the first stage engines, followed by stage separation, and then ignition of the second stage Merlin vacuum engine. And then a few seconds later, we should see the payload fairing jettison. That's the clamshell fairing on top of the Falcon 9 to reveal those 52 Starlink satellites.
And MECO.
Stage separation.
We've seen MECO staging and then ignition of the second stage.
Ignition.
Beautiful shot here. Falcon 9's exhaust plume lit up by the sun. A few minutes after sunset on Florida Space Coast. Beautiful twilight launch. You can see those coal gas thrusters pulsing on the first stage booster, reorienting that stage to prepare for reentry. It's landing on the drone ship tonight in the Atlantic Ocean. The other two dots you see are the two halves of the payload fairing that have jettisoned from the top of the second stage. So 4 vehicles visible in the skies over Cape Canaveral, reusable first stage, reusable fairing halves, and the second stage firing its Merlin engine to head into orbit. Great shots of those coal gas thrusters firing on the first stage as well as on the 2 payload fairings. I don't recall seeing these thrusters fire so visibly on the payload fairing before. Again, the payload fairing is split into 2 halves as expected. These 2 shells will parachute into the Atlantic Ocean for recovery.